What's up, guys? Today I'm going to be starting off this video working on the next part of the engine build. I'm going to be putting together the timing assembly for the front, and then throw on the front cover, throw on all the pieces for that, and then as well as put all the brackets and pulleys on the pumps for the alternator and the power steering pump. And then I'm going to put that on the engine, add a few more things in as I go. Those are the biggest things I'm going to be trying to focus on today, and if I have more time, I'm going to try and add more stuff onto the engine. Hopefully I get a lot more done. I'm still waiting on a few things. Waiting on my valve cover to get redone from my buddy Mike at Ka24de-t. Check him out, good stuff there. And as well as my oil pump, oil pan setup. I'm going with an excessive manufacturing top half, sorry. So it's just one top half, and then I'm gonna get an SR20 aftermarket bottom sump. So once I get those, I'm definitely gonna do that. Probably going to be in another video, but hopefully I get that stuff soon so I can show you guys at the bottom end all sealed up. Alright, so we're going to get started. Alright, so first thing we're going to start off is taking apart the front cover and get some of these parts taken out and put them in fresh ones. Just open up. Here's an oil pump gear, Nissan OEM gear set. Should look like these two gears. And then the relief valve stuff, the spring, couple washers, the nut, and then I guess orifice tube, something, I don't know. I'll figure it out. I got a write-up on here from Zilvia, I believe. Nico Club. So what I'll do is I'll throw that link in the description just in case anyone's actually interested in doing this. That link's going to be in there. So you guys can follow the same guy I follow. So start off, I started cleaning up some of the leftover RTV, so it might look a little messy in here. That driver from Harbor Freight, a couple bucks. The screws on the actual pump housing are on there pretty good, so I blasted everything with PV Blaster a couple minutes ago. Same thing with these two nuts on the bottom down here. These are 12 mils. We got 4 Phillips. And down here, I think this one might be 13 or 14. Gotta double check in the forum. And then everything comes out the same way it goes back in. So I'm gonna get started on taking this all apart, and we'll move on from there. So I got this front cover off. Look like this. Comes off pretty easy. There's no gasket around the outside, so I remember that when I put it back in. If you don't know how oil pump works, basically what happens is, so let's see on here like this. You got your pickup tube from here that goes to the pan, the little filter strainer on there. All it fills up goes through here, comes through this big hole right here, and then circulates around the pump. And just like a power steering pump, it's gear driven. While it rotates, it's compressing the fluid and building pressure. So that way, by the time it gets to right here, it goes right through the engine. And then you have this relief valve right here that regulates the pressure, so it doesn't build up a ridiculous amount of pressure. It keeps it at a steady, consistent pressure. So I'm going to do is pop these old gears out, clean out the inside of this, clean out the housing, and then pull off the spring and schnozzle in here, and then clean everything else out and bolt it back up. So I got the pump taken apart and cleaned. This is the old gear set. I got everything in the new package, but I got the housing all looking shiny and clean. Same with the inside, no particles or anything. When I did take it apart, there were specks. So I would assume the metal shavings that were in there. I just a guess, but it's most likely what majority of the things inside were. Also explains a lot of the harsh marks on the side. You can see them. But the new one doesn't look anything like that. So I'm gonna get this new one all in place, everything lubed up and ready to go, and then we're gonna move into the next part.
So I got everything all set up for the timing chain. Just gonna give you some quick information on everything. Everything's tight, in line, how I want it, top dead center. Everything is set for number one cylinder. So we got two guides. One's a straight one, 2 bolts, and you got this curved one, which is gonna be an Allen one on the bottom, and then the tensioner on top, which is these 2 bolts. And then for the top, you got this tensioner, and then you got the idler sprocket, obviously the big one for the lower chain, small ones for the cam gears, upper chain. Everything is nice and tight, no loose, no play. You know, I like it. Everything is 100%. So so far so good, and I rotated a few times. Everything lines up. How I made sure everything was set up, just a good idea, is I popped off the little towel I have there, put a extension in cylinder number 1, rotated the engine, and I watched where the extension went in relation to the cams. So that, next thing I'm gonna do, I don't have any RTV. I gotta go pick some up, so I'm gonna wait on the cover assembly because I have the RTV the outside. So what I'm gonna do is put the oil filter housing on. I'm gonna set everything up on the actual housing, so the water pump, the water neck, the front cover seal, and yeah, I'm just gonna keep on going for there. Once I get RTV, then I'll put the cover on, which is like a 5-minute run for me, so I'm just gonna keep on going.
everything on the front assembly set up how I want. I got my, first of all, I got my front cover on, all painted up the color I wanted, gold. It looks so sick with the front end being black and the back of it being gold. I think it's gonna be so sick. Plus with a black ish kind of design, valve cover, it's gonna be sick. Then you got a little bit from the oil filter housing, a little black. I like the color. Timing chain is set up. You guys saw me do that. Everything is nice and tight. Everything's aligned, top dead center, from top to bottom. I just threw my crank pulley on just to make sure I was on top dead center. And I am. I got my water pump on, pulley, water neck, just mounted on, because I got to get the gasket for it. And then obviously this part doesn't really matter because the hose is going on there. All my alternator parts on. Power steering is mounted up. Also, if you didn't notice, the front cover I didn't put on. My dad was telling me a trick, because it's a thing you do on carburetors, I guess. But basically, you get like pine soil and then some water, and then you mix it in and just soak it whatever you want in it for like 24 hours. And if you look really close in there, you see a lot of particles and shit breaking off the front cover. So I'm gonna leave that overnight because I want it to be painted as well, and let it all soak in there and just break off everything that look nice and good. What I want to do is get that cover on and paint it looking good, match everything else. And then the next thing I want to do for the next video, my goal and what I'm going to try and do is strip this bay down. I want to try and take out as much shit as I can as possible. Just give it a nice bare metal, and then touch some spots. There was rust on this back side I want to fix, and try and clean up. This side doesn't have any, so I'm good on that side. But yeah, I just want to clean up that area, and then repaint everything. I want to do another black, but I got some other ideas in the works. It's going to be black with a little flavor in it. Next thing I plan on doing, after that, I got a few more other things in plan I want to get done. By the time that is done and ready, I should have the last couple bits for this, and then I could drop that in and then make sure everything's 100%. I hope you guys stick around and enjoy. Like, subscribe like always. Tell me what you like and you don't like. And thanks for watching. Peace.